Welcome back to this I-24 News Evening Edition. This is the Daily Debate. I'm not jealous about the next subject, and I'm not jealous about the amount, $19 billion. This is the number that those watching the news today heard over and over again. Facebook is set to buy mobile messaging startup WhatsApp for, and I will say it again, $19 billion. This landmark deal will place the world's largest social network closer to the heart of mobile communications. Was it really worth it? Worth this amount Gesundheit, of money? And what does it mean for all the users now bought by Facebook? With me is Ido Kenan, journalist at Haaretz, a newspaper, daily newspaper, the one who just sneezed. And Yaniv Feldman, editor-in-chief of the blog Geek Time. Good evening. This is the perfect situation to say about this is a win-win situation, isn't it?
It depends. When you, of
no
course,
losers.
Maybe the users.
Okay, the users.
The users maybe, but it depends on what Facebook will do with the app. Basically, Facebook won because they got a lot of new users. Obviously, WhatsApp got a lot of money.
Yes.
But the question is right now is what is going to happen with WhatsApp. According to what we know, Facebook did promise to leave the app as it is, not to touch it, not to put in any commercials, but who knows how long that will last.
Will we pay for it? Because, we used to get a lot of messages that said, send this message to 20 people, and if not, you will start paying for WhatsApp. Are we going to start paying for it anytime?
I find it hard to believe, and as a common saying goes, if you're not paying for it, you're the commodity. What Facebook is doing is bridging the gap between the virtual world and the real world, which is represented by cellular phones, tablets, and in the future, Google Glasses and other gadgets that are worn on the body. And the other thing is that they're reaching into an audience of young people who are still very active on Facebook, but a little bit less. This worried investors when Google reported it for the first quarters of last year. And this is different. WhatsApp is something ephemeral. It's more private. It feels more private. Our parents, their parents, are not on it. And if they are, they're not on the same groups that the kids are talking amongst themselves. So this is something that Facebook needs to be cool again, to reach out to another public. I don't think they need to charge money for the software. I think they're going to make their money from better targeted advertising.
You touched on a certain point about the privacy. Is the privacy of the users going to be hurt?
So actually, we don't know that.
Because there are a lot of claims on Facebook.
We don't know that for a fact. One of the most obvious plans for monetization for this kind of platform is have Facebook scan, not if individually, but generally scan your content in order to give you better commercials, better suited commercials by what you're talking about, by the groups that you remember in, by the times of the day that you're speaking with your friends in. So we don't exactly know if and when Facebook will utilize that, but certainly it's a possibility.
I think that first of all, it already hurts your privacy because when you install WhatsApp, it checks all your contacts to see who else is on the network, and those contacts are sent to the servers of WhatsApp. And what Facebook might do is decide that everything you write, even though it's not accessible, will be kept on their servers and used to analyze you. Plus, they can use information from your cell phone, the phone number, which is very unique. Even more unique than an email address, which you can change easily, and your location, which is a function that WhatsApp already has, and use that information about you to collect more to target the ads better, and connect it to your Facebook account if you have one on the cell phone. So I think I'm pretty sure the privacy will be worse.
So let's talk a little bit about WhatsApp, about the company. You just mentioned they are 32 workers?
Yeah, 32 employees.
32 workers.
Yeah, starting in 2010.
A small amount of people is going to actually enjoy this amount of money.
The company did raise outside funding, but not a lot. And one of the major backers whom we know publicly is Sequoia Capital, who actually made $3 billion out of their $60 million investment. But yeah, the founders and the employees are going to get a lot of money.
So that means to come for work for fun.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, which is a very interesting concept, I have to say.
It's not just for fun, but for the sense of changing the world. WhatsApp did change the way we behaved. It changed the way we talk to one another. We changed the way we communicate for a lot of people, around 450 million of them. And the sense of building something, of working on something that touches so many people's lives is, it's a sense of achievement by itself. So that's one of the reasons many people work at startups.
I want to just put it out there. Of course, everybody's talking about the competition between Google and Facebook. Is Mark Zuckerberg trying to become the next Google?
I think if you look at Google as compared to Google and Apple and Microsoft, as opposed to Facebook and Snapchat, Chat and Instagram and WhatsApp, they're less concentrated on making great technology. WhatsApp is a very simple application.
Yeah, it's kind of applications that you ask yourself, how come I didn't think
of it, and how come I didn't program it? Because it's fairly simple, as opposed to, say, Google's algorithm or Apple's iPhone design. What they're doing is concentrating more on social, on society, on how people interact, rather than on technology. This is a big difference between the founders of Google and the founder of Facebook. And I think that he's got the better grasp of what people want to do on a daily basis. Google could supply the technology to enable that, but they still can't get enough traction for their social network. I think one of the biggest mistakes...
Google Plus was, I think...
I think one of the biggest mistakes is that Google didn't understand that a social network and the people who are your email contacts are not the same people. And I think WhatsApp does a very good job of that, because not everybody who's on WhatsApp can contact you if you have that, but you can decide which groups you create and who you contact and what you send. And this is something that's very important for the feeling of privacy, of having control over our daily lives. And Facebook and WhatsApp are our daily lives.
I somewhat disagree, because what actually Google tried to build with Google Plus is some kind of a mix-up of WhatsApp and Facebook. They gave, the groups or the circles that they had in order to give you better privacy and better controls of what you're posting, but it didn't catch on because as I said, we're not functioning that way. We're not used to work when we post something, and we want it to be more simple. WhatsApp gives us that simplicity. On top of that, I think that Google and Facebook are still on the same page, but they have different approaches towards growth and towards business. While Google goes the technology way towards inventing stuff, they do buy companies, but more of their core technologies are developed inside. Facebook goes on the buying side. They bought Instagram. Now they acquired WhatsApp, and by what they're saying, they're going to leave both of these services as is. So
it just making me a little bit worried, because call me maybe I don't know, paranoid, but I think that right now maybe there is another Snowden file that is going to get out in the near future. And for me, it seems that you mentioned Instagram and now WhatsApp, it's actually getting into our personal lives. And basically, we're giving the authority for that.
Basically, yeah. I think that ever since the internet started and the social media started, we don't actually have privacy anymore. If you do
It's our choice, by the way.
Yeah, it's our choice. But it's pretty hard to choose otherwise, because if you choose otherwise, then you won't be connected with your friends, and you won't see their pictures, and you won't know what's going on, and you won't see what people are talking about. So it's pretty hard to choose not to. And on the other hand, when you choose to do that, you do pay a price with your privacy,
which is a big price, I have to say.
It's a big price because recently Facebook published a paper that shows that they can tell when you're starting a relationship before you formally tell it to the world and write it on Facebook, change your status. And the fact is that they have so much data on you and so much data on your relationships and on how people behave that they know things that we don't know yet. And that we don't know that are possible to know about us. It's not just what we write, and it's not just the information we knowingly give. It's big data. It's taking all that information from our usage and our cell phones and our location and even the way we move the mouse and click, and taking that and finding things about us that we didn't know, and maybe we didn't want to know, and maybe we didn't want them to know.
And we don't want to share.
And then you're taking it out of the computer and putting it in your pocket, and then it's going to get closer to your eyes and maybe something implanted in your brain in the near future. And it's something that is very hard, as Yaniv said, to choose to opt out of, because this is how society works today. If you're not on Facebook, there's a lot of things you won't know. You won't be able to take part in activities. And the frightening thing is that this is no longer the online life. This is the life that contains an online layer. But this is our lives.
Are going to the death penalty from just like take us.
I'll give you the opposite side. Eric Schmidt, Google's chairman, once said that never do something that you're not, willing to show for. So if you won't do anything that you're not proud of, then you have nothing to hide, and privacy is not an issue. Privacy is an issue of people who do something that they want to hide. So that's the other approach. I won't say I agree with him, but basically that's mine as well. I don't have anything to hide. I'm very public on Facebook and Google and Twitter and other stuff. But on the other hand, I am also a little bit afraid that every time I check out in Foursquare outside my home, someone will see it and break into my home. So it's a price.
So what should we expect Mark Zuckerberg's next move?
I think that the connection between our online life and our offline life, this is the most important thing. What we have to remember is that when they acquire WhatsApp, they want to get into your cell phone. Your cell phone is going to be not only your navigation tool and what you use to call friends and text and use Facebook and log on to the internet. It's also going to be a digital wallet. It's also going to be maybe have your medical information on it. This is some things that's going to have a lot of information about us, and they have to be everywhere on this gadget, and they have to know as much as they can about you, because then they can sell not only advertisement but also services. Like, do you want us to call an ambulance if we see that you might have some disease that you don't know about yet, but your behavior exposes, or something like that. So I think this is where it's going, to gadgets, to getting closer to our physical life.
I think that in both cases, Google, by the way, and Facebook are much alike. They're both aiming to control information about us, information about anything out there. And the next stage for Facebook is to go the same as Google does, to try and connect more people. They're seeing, the internet growing, and the more people are on the internet, the more there are people on Facebook and Google and so on. And
I think that it's going to be the perfect way to end this weekend by saying to the WhatsApp workers and employees, big mazel tov, and we're not envy at all. Gentlemen, thank you very much for this. And we're going out for a small break, 10 minutes break, an update from our news desk. And then we will be back for the I-24 News one-on-one.